Okay. So this is one of the assignment problem what they have given. Some of your friends have asked their doubts how to solve this particular problem. So now those who doesn't know how to solve this, I am telling. So this requires. So this is the instruction: add R3 comma R1 comma R1 comma LSL left shift logical shift left by bit 1 bit. Okay. So now this is what operation this particular thing is your barrel shifter operation. So this is what the barrel shifter operation is going to do. Now what it will do, so here also the R1 is coming. So assume that the value of R1 is 2 here. So it is 2. So in the barrel shifter, what operation it has to do? In the barrel shifter, it has to do logical shift by 1 bit. If we do the logical shift by 1 bit, you can see it here. Go to binary value of 2 is what? So binary value if you take of 2 is 1 0, right? So if I write with respect to 4 bit, it is 1 0. So totally it will be 32-bit. Okay. So but since it is fitting in only 2 bits, we are writing in 2 bits. Okay. So for we are understanding purpose, I have taken it as a 4-bit here. Now, when you do the logical shift left by 1 bit, what's the answer you are going to? How many bits it's going to get? So 0, 1, 0, 0. Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? So this is the first operation it is going to do. So your barrel shifter is going to shift the contents by this particular operation is going to be done by the barrel shifter. So this particular operation is done by the barrel shifter. So it is going to shift the contents of your R1, which was 2 by 1 bit. The binary value of 2 is 0010 if I am taking 4-bit, but actually it will be 32-bit. But I cannot use 32-bit. I am showing it only 4-bit. So it is sufficient for you to understand. So the remaining 28-bit will be 0 only. Okay, so that is understood, right? Okay, so now when you are going to have this one, so it is going to shift by 1 bit. Now when you shift by 1 bit, this is your binary value you are going to get. So for this particular binary value, what is the decimal value for this particular binary value? What's the decimal value for 0100? Any answer? What's the decimal value of 0100? 4. Okay.
4,
So you're going to have 4. Okay. So the decimal value is 4. Now, this will be equal to what here? N. Your N will be equal to what? 4 now. So now, what the add instruction is going to do? So your add instruction, if you take the syntax of the add instruction, so if you take the syntax of the add instruction, if you take this particular syntax, which you have discussed in your instruction set. Okay. You can see it here. It is, again here it is going to give you that add rd comma rn comma n. So you can see it here. The syntax of add instruction is add rd comma rn comma n. So this is nothing but your n. What you are getting? This is nothing but your n. So what is the value of n now? What you are getting? It is 4. Okay, the value of n, what you are getting, it is 4. Now, okay, just 1 minute. So you're going to get that one as what? RD add comma n. So the value of n is 4. That is, it is pre-processed from the barrel shifter. 4. Now the result RD will be equal to what? RM plus n. So now your RM is nothing but what? Register R1. Okay. So that will be R1 plus n. What is the value of Rn now? What's the value of Rn? Rn is nothing but your R1. That is 2. Okay. So that will be 2 plus, what's the value of n?
4.
4. So total value what you are going to get is 6. Okay. So that is your destination register RD. So after post execution of your instruction, after post instruction, what will be the value of R3 you are going to get? What will be there in the register R3? What? 6. Okay. So your value in the R1 will remain as it is. What was the value of R1? It is 2. Okay. Any doubt now with respect to this instruction? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt still?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's it. So you have to see, but the value may change. Okay. So now if you take the another instruction, for example, if you take, for example, okay. So if you take this instruction, you give the answer now. I will give one question. You just give me one answer. That's it. Nothing else. So you add R6 comma R2 comma R2 comma LSL shift by 3 bit. Okay. So if we take the precondition, let R6 is equal to 10. Let R2 is equal to 3. Now can you give the answer now? What is the answer you are supposed to get? Can you solve it and give it? What's the answer you are going to get for this particular question? You solve and give. So this is the first operation which is going to be done in your barrel shifter. All of you, what's the answer you are going to get, supposed to get? So if you take the post condition, so just a post condition, if you take, what will be the value of R6? What will be the value of R2? What you are going to get? So first you have to write the binary value of 3. What is the binary value of 3? Then you shift left by how many bits? 3 bits. So that is a logical shift what you are going to do. Got the answer? If anybody has completed, you just tell now what is the answer. We will see whether it's correct or not. That's it. You have to get understood, right? Only for that one we are doing this. Nothing else. So have you done with that one? All of you are there, right? Listening? So now, all of you are listening or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, in the first shift, what is the value you are going to get? Have you got the answer for this one? Yes or no? That's it. Don't waste your time.
Yes, sir.
What's the answer you are going to get? What's the value of R6 after the perform of this particular instruction? What's the value of N you are going to get?
18.
18. Okay. Any other answer? Any other people? So what's the value of R6 now? You're going to get. If N is 18.
18, sir.
Answer is 18 or N is 18?
21, sir. R6.
Okay. So your R2 value will be 3 only. Okay. So but 21 won't be there in the register. What will be there in the register? Is the answer 21, but how it will be represented? It will be represented in hexadecimal value.
Decimal.
Okay, so what is the hexadecimal value of 21? What's the hexadecimal value of 21? You should know all these things. If not, it will become difficult for you to write the program and all.
1-5.
1-5. Okay, so 1-5 will be stored in your register. So now just an explanation I will do you. So in the first shift, what will happen? It will be 0, 1, 1, 0. First shift. Second shift, it will be 1, 1, 0, 0. Third shift, it will be 1, 1 followed by 3, 0. So now it will be what? 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. What's the answer you are going to supposed to get? 16 plus 8. What is the 16 plus 8?
24.
So now, whether all of you have done correctly? So now, for this 24, what you are going to add? You should know that where you have done the mistake. 24 plus 3. That will be 27. What you are going to get? Okay. Any doubt? So that will be hexadecimal representation of 27. The hexadecimal representation of 27 will be 1, 16, 11 you are going to get 1B. What's the answer you are going to get? So first shift you are going to get 0, 1, 1, 0. That will be your 8, 4, 2. That is 6. Second shift it will be 12. Third shift it will be 24. Double of that one. Any doubt now? Because the value of R2 is what? 3. You should be careful when you are shifting the bits. Okay, so this is when you are taking the 8, 4, 2, 1. So you should be careful here. It is 24 plus 3. So it will lead to 27. Okay. So just you can see in the program, the same value if I run in that particular program. So you can see it here. The same value if I run. So I shared your compiler in your through the link only. So those who want, they can copy it from the link and you can use. So you can see it here. I will initialize that 1, 2, 3. This particular instruction. So this I am not going to use it right now. So I will comment it. Just this also I am not going to use. I will comment that one. I will comment that one. Okay, this is what the instruction what I am running right now. Okay. So R3, R3, R4. So I don't know what is the value in R4. So I am shifting the by 3, whatever the values you are going to get. So now, if you run this one, this particular code, So you can see it here. The first time the execution is what? It is initializing the number 3 to R3. That is the immediate value 3 is moved to the register R3. First step. So you can see at the left side, the register R3 contains 3 here. Okay. So next, when you press next, it is adding. So it had added R4, R3, R3, So after the performance after execution of this particular instruction, the value of R4 will be what? Your 1B, what we have seen here, right? So the value of 27, the equivalent value of 27, the hexadecimal value of 27 is your 1B. The hexadecimal value is 1B. Okay. So that's how you should do. So if you solve one more problem, you will get into that one. So just one more exercise, you do it, then you will get perfect of that one. So you practice it, that's it, nothing else. So if you practice only, you will run. If not, it will become difficult for you to have that one. So it had R5, R4, R4, LSL shift by 4-bit, for example. So if we take a precondition, assume that your R5 is 10 and your R4 is 2, you assume. So just solve it now. Solve and give the answer. What you are going to get? After the execution, what is the value of R5? After execution, what is the value of R4? So this type of question is important in your exam. So this will be asked for 4 to 5 marks. It is easy. Don't lose the marks there. Start by step. First, you do the left shift operation. So if you are not understanding, just do shift by 1 bit. First iteration, first shift, second shift, third shift, fourth shift. So how many shifts is going to happen here? It is 4 shift. Okay. First, you perform the shift operation. So what you have to shift? The contents which are there in your R4. So this whole part is your barrel shifter operation. So the whole part is your barrel operation. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? So first you write down the binary equivalent of 2. Here you write the binary equivalent of 2. So the binary equivalent of 2 is 0, 0, 1, 0. So go step by step. Any doubt? So how many shifts you have to do? You have to do 4 shifts. First shift. If you are weak in shifting operation and all, you just write like this and you do it. So let it take the time till you become comfortable in your shift operations. Okay. So first shift 0, 1, 0, 0. So take it as 8. It is first shift. Next it will be moved to here. Second shift followed by 4 zeros. Third shift is this one, like this. Fourth shift is like this. So what is the value of n? After that one, you are going to get the value of n. What's the value of n you are going to get? What's the value of n you are going to get? So if you shift by 1 bit, it will be 4. If you shift by 2 bit, it will be 8. If you shift by 3 bit, it will be 16. If you shift by 4 bit, it will be 32. The value of n, what you are going to get is 32. So if you take your representation of your barrel shifter, how it is going to perform is, here it is ALU. So one register is R4. The other is coming through your barrel shifter. That is N. So now here the N value what you are going to get is 32. So now here the add operation is going to be performed. Once it is performed, so your R5 will be equal to what? R4 plus the value of N. So what is the value of R4? It is 2 plus 32. That will be 34. So now whether the in R5 34 will be there, whether in R4, whether in R5 35 will be there, 34 will be there, or what will be there?
R 34 only.
How come? It's a
0,
decimal
2,
equivalent.
0, sir.
This is decimal equivalent. Okay. But how it will be represented inside your R5? It is
2, 0.
hexadecimal value. It is hexadecimal value which will be stored there. So if it is 34, it is 16 2s are 32, 2 2. That is 2 2 will be stored. So your R4 will be unaltered for 2. Any doubt? Your R4 is not altered. The value of R5 will be 22H. But in the exam, you write 34 only. It is not an issue. But when you are doing the programming, in the programming, it will reflect in the hexadecimal value. So that is 22H. Okay, it will be reflected in hexadecimal value. But when you are given in theory, you write 34 only. That's not an issue. Okay. So in exams, in they are given, in exam, either you write decimal value or hexadecimal value. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt now with respect to this problem? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Still having any doubt? So you can verify in the program. So if you want, you can verify through program. So just if you install the compiler in your home, so you can, so the same value you give it here and run it, you come to know that one. So if you take R5 10, R4 is 2. Okay, so I'm going to give this one as 2. I'm shifting by how many bits? I'm shifting by 4 bits. Okay, logical shift left by 4 bits. So just if you run this particular code, the final result which has to be stored. Okay, so debug, start or stop. So you can see it here. So initially the value of your R4 is destination register. Initially it is 0 here because it is resetted. So so the value of R3 is 2. So next it is going to perform the addition. First it is going to perform the addition, and when you execute the next instruction, the value of R4 is how much here now? Already it's visible now. For you in the compiler it's visible, the contents of the register.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see it here. What is the value of R4 here? It is showing. It is showing as 2 2. So you can see it here. It is 0x. 0x followed by 6022. That means 2 2 refers to what value of decimal value? It is
34.
34. Okay. So that's how it is going to be represented. Any doubt now with respect to this problem? Anybody having any doubt? Still having any doubt? Okay, so I think no doubts are there. We will move further now. So let's close it. Okay. Now here we are going with some instructions you should know. So just I will tell. So the next program is you have to write a program to so just this is over, right? Okay. So the next program is write a program to find the sum of first 10 numbers. Okay, that's the code. Okay, here the logic I will tell you. So as you know that you have gone through the C code. So all of you know C code, right? How we have to write the sum of first 10 integers? You are going to write the for loop. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So I am going to initialize my sum to 0 initially. So initially I am going to initialize my sum to 0. That is, it is a program to find first 10 numbers. Find sum of first 10 numbers. Now that is, you have to add all that numbers from 1 to 10. So initially what will happen? So initially I am initializing my sum to 0. So you are going to declare the variable like int sum and I. After that one, then the next instruction, what you are going to do, you are going to initialize your sum to 0 initially. So if you don't have that one, okay, we'll go with that one only, like, okay. So if you take first, you will write the main program, okay. After main, you are going to initialize the variable, that is I comma sum. So I'm initializing my initial sum to be 0. Now I'm going to initialize the value of I directly inside the for loop only. So after that one, I am going to iterate your for loop. So it will be starting from 1. It should be less than or equal to 10 I plus plus. So till it equals 10, this particular loop has to iterate. So whenever every time it is going to iterate, I have to add the next sum with sum plus I. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt with the program now? In C program, I have written. All of you are comfortable with the C program or already forgotten your C code? One thing first. Listening, right? All of you? Okay. So now the same thing I have to write using your in your assembly code. We are going to not use the for loop. Here we are going to make use of the do while loop. Okay, here we are going to make use of the do while loop. So all of you are comfortable with the do while loop? Yes or no? That's it. Quick, you have to tell the answer. Yes or no? All of you are remembering do while loop or not? Yes means yes, no means no. That's it. Don't waste the time. Okay, so if you are not having the, so here what will happen? First main initial, I am going to do int I comma sum. Okay, so next I am going to initialize my new sum to 0, sum to 1 or 0. Okay, so next. So now next what will happen here? I am going to initialize, I am going from start. So I will have some counter. So I will initialize my counter to 10 initially. I will be having one more variable by name counter, which will keep track of the count. So because I have to go for 10 iteration. So I will be starting from 1. So it has to account for 10 times. So I will decrement it. That is our logic what they are going to use. So first in the do while loop, what will happen? In the do it, you are going to have sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay, sum is equal to sum plus I. Now after sum plus I, what I need to increment? If I want to,
I.
because yeah, I have to increment I. Your I will be equal to I plus 1, right? Next, what I need to decrement?
Counter.
Yeah. So your counter will be equal to what? Counter minus 1. Counter minus 1. So either you can use I plus plus or you can use your what? Counter minus minus, right? Now, once you are done, what's the condition I have to check? While counter what I need to check the condition? Till where it has to count? Till your counter?
Till 1.
Till 1 or 0. Okay, till, because it is starting from 10, so it has to be 1. Till count equals 1, it has to count. Okay, the same logic you have to write it in your assembly code now. Okay, so when you are writing the assembly code, so just you see to it here. Now first, wherever main is coming here, instead of main, I have to start writing the program, right? So for that one, you give space, write area. What type of it is nothing but your sum. I'm going to have sum. You're writing the code, so that is code, and then read only. That is whatever the read only memory you're going to have, that I am going to write it. Okay. So next, your entry point is your flower bracket. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So now I'm initializing I take one of the register. So what are the different register you can use? Either you can use the register from R0 to R12. Any one of the register, those register will be acting as a variable. You understood, right? Those registers will be acting as a variable. So now here I will have the counter in R0, that is number 10. Because I have to count 10, I'm going to initialize my counter to 10. Okay. So next, initially, I'm initializing my sum, your variable I. So initially, I will be 0. I will start from 0 to 10. So I will initialize to 0 initially. Because in assembly, one number less you have to take. So next, I am making my value of my sum to 1. Initially, it will be 1. So initially, I will make my sum as a of 0, or you can move the contents of R1 to 1. So here it is I itself, right? So I, your counter sum is equal to I. So that I am going to make it. So initially it will be 1 only, because since it is 0, so I will make that one as 1. Okay, you give the immediate value as 1 itself here. So next, your loop starts now. Your do loop starts here now. So now, do is nothing but what? It is the part where your program, your loop is starting. I want to keep track of that particular memory. So I will give that one as label as next here. So this is where this next indicates what? What it indicates? Beginning of your do loop. It indicates beginning of the loop. This is a label. So we are going to give the label wherever you want to enter into the loop. So wherever the flow has to go through back. So there you are going to represent that one in your assembly code by label. Okay. So now what I need to add the contents of R1 and R1 comma R1 comma. So you are initializing your 1. So you are going to add R1 comma R2. So what it is going to add now? 1 plus 0. So what is 1 plus 0? Now it is 1. Now what I need to increment now? I need to increment the contents of the value R2. So this is your sum. Okay, this is your sum. So this is your I. So I want to increment. That means what I need to, how much I need to increment? The contents of R2. How much I need to increment the contents of R2?
Yes, sir.
So that means the contents of R1 has to be incremented by 1. That is add R1 comma R2 or 1. You can use that one also. Okay, R2 comma H1 also you can use. So even if it is the immediate value R1 comma 1. So next, what I need to subtract? If it is an immediate, yeah. So you subtract R0 by how much? 1. By 1. Now till where I need to calculate? Why I am using subbase here? I'm using subbase here. What is the significance of using the subbase? Why you are you're using the subbase to update the flags. You're using the subbase to update the flags. So now what flag I need to check? I have 4 flags NZ CV. So whenever your RS, that is 10 minus 1, it is going to 10 minus 10 you are going to get. So R naught comma, when it becomes 10 minus 10, it is 0. So then I have to, till it is not equal to 0, till branch not equal to 0, where the flow has to go? To which part the flow has to go if it is not equal to 0? If it is not equal to 0, where the flow has to go? To the next. Again, the repetition has to take place. It is next. Okay. So now finally, where the answer will be stored? The calculated value. In which register the sum will be stored? Can you tell?
R1.
Yeah, R1.
R1.
Yeah, finally, when this particular loop is completed, your R1 will be holding the final value. Your R1 will be holding the final value. Any doubt? This is the logic behind this one. Anybody having any doubt? You just go through once, write it down. Go through this one once. I will explain tomorrow again. So I'm teaching you how to write the program. So when you're writing your assembly code, make practice of writing your C code at one side, and for the corresponding C code, how to write the assembly code. You just use that one, because we have some limitations in your assembly code. Okay. So because in assembly code, if you take, so I have the limitation of the register. So they have only 13 registers are there. With the 13, those 13 registers are nothing but what? Those are variables. Your 13 registers are treated as the variable. Okay. So within those 13 registers, you have to play. But in your C program, you can use any number of variables. In your C program, you can use any number of variables. But it is not the case in your assembly code. Okay. It is not the case in your assembly code. So just go through once. Tomorrow again, I will explain the same concept in the morning. So in detail, how the code flow is going to work. So because I have to explain this branch equations, branch also. So that's the time is not sufficient now to explain that part. So just go through it once in the home. If you find any doubts there, you just come back and we will discuss tomorrow morning. Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Nisarga, Kirtana, Manjula?
So,
No, sir.
Whether Kushi is there? Okay. So Kushi, maybe if those students who are not having the attendance more than 70%, I think they are not allowing them to write the test. Okay. So just inform your friends. Okay, take care. So we'll wind up now for today's class. So if you want, you can download the recording. It's there.